past week, Kyle Isaack caught up with Alan Boyd on the Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Contest. Let's see how it went.
I'm here with Alan, who was the runner-up with the Martin Luther King Essay Contest. And Alan, who and what inspired you to write this essay?
Well, thank you for meeting me on today, and I would like to personally congratulate Nia for her excellent essay. I was able to read it in the Newswire, and I felt it was very compelling and made me reflect on who I am today and how I can better myself as a person for tomorrow. Speaking on a personal level, my family really kind of inspired me to write that essay. My family has always been caring, compassionate, but most of all, willing to sacrifice individual pleasures to make sure I have a better life for myself. And to show my appreciation for what my family has done for me, I took on a personal responsibility to service others. And so when I wrote down the laptop and was able to flesh out some of my ideas, I wanted to show that I am very committed to service and doing something for others, just because opportunities have been afforded to me.
Now you mentioned service right there. Where does this essay come alive in your life?
Oh, it's in my everyday. Service is the reason why I'm in school today, because I want to eventually become a public servant of my own. So I go through different programs in campus ministry, peace and justice, to refine myself as a student and to one day promote a product of a one who lives service through from the day to day.
Now, how do you see this essay coming to life, or what kind of goal do you see this essay coming to life in the future?
In the future, this essay will come to life when we as a people can come together and, despite our differences, come together and put forth what's best for the public good. From a futuristic standpoint, this essay is basically challenging myself and the rest of the readers and anybody else who have a sense of doing better for the community. What can you do today to better someone else's life tomorrow? For me as a student, personally, I cannot do anything financially to support my community, but I can make sure I go to class and take care of my business in school, never get complacent with a B when I know I can work at an A quality potential. And the essay, basically, I want to challenge my peers to look at themselves and make sure they are actively seeking to live the legacy, because the legacy and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King was not to put a person of color into the highest office of the land. To me, his dream was to promote men to do something that will promote social justice throughout. And so this essay was basically a challenge to make sure that we are becoming a man and woman for others.
Okay, you mentioned dream right there. Do you have any dreams and ambitions for the near future?
Right, to sum it up, I want to become a selfless servant without service to self, meaning I want to make sure that I will be used as a vehicle to mobilize others' assets for they can be a better pillar to their community. Like I said before, my family has given much to me. I mean, my mother worked 3 or 4 jobs just to have enough money to supply some type of financial substance for me to pursue my education at Xavier. My father served 2 different tours in Iraq to make sure his son had some type of financial means to go to a school like Xavier or travel abroad. So I see their sacrifice as something that, okay, your parents doing this for you, what are you doing for others? Because in my mind, all my skills will be in vain if I do not use it to promote others' assets.
That's great, Alan. Keep doing the good work, and thanks for letting me do this interview. Now we'll kick it back to Lucy and Lauren in the studio. This is Kyle Isaack reporting for Xavier News on the Muskie.
The construction of Xavier's new building additions is obviously in full swing. Jason Fair has more on the story.
I'm sitting here with Bob Sheeran. He's going to give us an update on the construction that's been going on since we left after the fall semester. So Bob, as far as construction goes, how has Xavier gotten along since we've gotten off after the fall semester?
Well, in spite of the weather conditions, it was pretty rainy and it got cold there over Christmas. But then really here January, we've had a lot of snow the last couple of weeks, but work's moving along very well. We have activity on 3 of the 4 corners at Dana and Ledgewood. On the Central Utility Plant site, which is the old F&W publishing area, we had some utility lines relocated by the Duke Energy. We're doing the mass excavation there. We have the soil retaining system that's being installed. So things are moving well on that corner. On the business school site, all of our drilled piers are in place, and you can see the foundation walls and the columns on the ground level that are starting to come out of the ground. A very visible sign of the size of the building and progress being made there. And quite a bit of activity behind the library on the Learning Commons site. A lot of excavation, concrete work is going on.
And as far as the winter season is concerned, how has construction been delayed, or is it is normal?
We haven't lost any days. Certainly some days aren't as productive as others, and actually the crews have been working on weekends as well to maintain the schedule. So it's been, particularly last week when the school was closed for 2 days, those were some pretty tough days for the guys on the site. Spent a lot of time just clearing snow off the footings and chipping ice, but as you can see, continuing to set form panels and pour concrete.
And finally, would you say the construction has not been delayed at all?
Absolutely. Project is on schedule.
This is Jason Fair reporting for the Muskie, Channel 18 News.